I pursue this with my chest, bro, out, and I pursue it because on the other side of fear is that this can actually go right.
Right. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Justin Rodriguez, your favorite lender here at Neighborhood Loans, and I'm here with a special guest. One of my, I wouldn't say good friends yet, but we're gonna be good friends after today. I went to one of his comedy shows, and honestly, it was an amazing night. Kind of had a boys' night out, and we ended up going out, and I didn't know how to expect because I don't go to comedy shows like that. And the expectation for me was like, all right, well, I'll try something new, and it was honestly an amazing night. He has a great personality, and I'm definitely looking forward to diving deep into his journey and just kind of getting you guys a little background on him. So thank you so much for joining, man.
He said I got a great personality. He just called me ugly. The fuck? What's up, brother? Thanks for having me, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. What's funny as hell is when I walked in earlier, the gentleman was excited because he probably thought I was someone trying to look for a house and shit. And he was like, "Hey, how you doing, man?" I was like, "Well, welcome to neighborhood." He was like, "What are you looking for?" I was like, "I'm here to do a podcast." He was like, "Oh, yeah, just sit over there." I was like, "I'm not buying a house from you, bro."
This motherfucker funny, bro. Fun. Well, I appreciate you coming out, bro. Sure. I mean, I think that you had an amazing show when I went out, and you know, my boy Eddie spoke very highly of you.
My guy Eddie,
that dude's a big fan of you,
bro. That's my guy, bro.
He was speaking very highly of you. He's like, "Bro, we gotta take you out. He's a good guy," and so I was like, "I bet." So we went out, and dude, you're funny as fuck.
Yeah, you went to the Den Theater show, right?
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
I love that show. The Den Theater show was beautiful. It helped my confidence because, dude, no one could just get on that main stage. When you're headlining, bro, you'll be fortunate to hit a stage like that. And so, for me to headline on that main stage where legends go there all the time, and Sam Morril, Mark Norris, like, dude, just the list goes on over there. And so I was very fortunate to have the opportunity to perform there, not let alone headline, you know. And thank y'all appreciate you coming out. You know what's funny? Because I have a podcast rule. I don't hop on any podcast if you never come to a show, right? So when you hit me up, I was like, I was about to give you the spiel that I give everybody else, like, hey, you got to come to the show. But I swiped up a little bit, and I saw that our picture together at the Den Theater show. So I was like, oh, okay, he actually been to a show. And I actually I remember saying, like, say that, hey, let me know. I'll hop on. And yeah, that's funny, bro. Because you know what's funny, that the Den Theater show, there was about 5 other podcasts that were there. So now I'm looking back, I swiped up. I was like, oh, shit, he was there. All right, let me.
And I didn't even know that was a rule.
Yeah, no, that's my rule of thumb, bro. Because, dude, I'll say this in a heartbeat, bro. Like I love real connections, bro. Like, I love real connections. I get asked a lot, like, hey, what's your rate for a podcast? I don't want to do that. I want to come in here genuinely and give you my energy. Genuinely. Like, you gave me an hour and a half of your time. You traveled out to Chicago to see me. Now let me travel to you and perform on your platform as well, you know. And 100%. I prefer that in a heartbeat, you know. And I tell people, like, bro, I don't buy a ticket, come see a show, and at the meet and greet afterwards, we'll line it up right then and there. So
yeah. I agree, bro.
It's the best thing that ever happened to me because now I don't have randoms in my DM, and if I do have randoms, I tell them, and then they just leave me on red, and that's beautiful. I don't waste my energy on people. I don't, and dude, trust me, bro, it saves you a lot of headaches, because people will lie to you, and they'll literally just click follow, and out of nowhere be like, hey, bro, big fan, would you want to have my pit? I'm like, bro, what? Like, you just followed me, bro. You literally, I see it still on my thread. Like, you just followed me, bro. Como que big fan a la verga. And that's my biggest. I always tell people, bro, you want to save your energy, you want to save your time, you want to make it more valuable. Not everyone deserves your time, and if you're able to transfer your time and I'll transfer my time, then it's a better relationship, bro, because it's genuine.
No, I do 100% agree. I think that's one of the main things within our community. I think we need more of is that collaboration, and obviously it's a mutual thing, right? Like, if you're, like you said, if you kind of dig your time, because time is the most valuable thing we got, right? Like, we're not going to get it back. So at the end of the day, as long as we're kind of mutual on that, that's everything. But I want to get a little bit deeper in terms of how you got into the industry that you're in, because I think that, you know, I would not be able to stand on stage to be able to go make motherfuckers laugh.
And I wouldn't be able to sell a house, bro. So we right there with bro. Mutual respect for sure.
So how did you get into the industry, and where you at right now, man?
Man, I just, because the thing is, bro, when we were talking before the podcast, I don't wait on opportunities, bro. I don't wait. I don't like waiting, bro. My patience comes thin because I know I can create it some way or somehow, you know. And in the beginning, bro, no one's gonna give you headlining spots at a club, no one. But there's venues everywhere that need something to happen at their spot. I had a great relationship with a venue called My Buddies in Chicago, and the owner Brian, shout out to Ryan, fucking love you, Brian. He believed in me and he let me perform at his venue. His venue holds about 90 seats, and it's a small, intimate, but that venue is a staple to comedy, bro, because people love going there. They serve dinner. It's a beautiful vibe, and I ended up, I was like, you know what? If I really want to level up where I'm at, because I was at the 15, 20 minute mark, performing, and I was like, bro, I want more out of this. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to just open up for people. I don't want to just, be on a showcase with 20 other comedians doing 5 minutes. I was like, I want my own shit. And, I sat down with Brian. I was like, hey, what you think about me, like, doing my own show, and let me see how it goes. And he was like, all right, go ahead. And, first time I tried to pursue like a longer set, I hit like 33 minutes, and I was like, okay, cool. You're getting comfy. You're getting there. Like, yeah, you gotta build at least minimum 50 to an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck, bro.
So I'm trying to build that, and I'm doing guest spots everywhere, bro. I'm traveling an hour and a half from the suburbs to do 5 minutes, and just to get those 5 minutes in to develop it, and all right, move on to the next 5 minutes and just build. And then when I was ready in August. This was in 2020. I want to say 2023, 2024. 2024, I think it was. And I was like, you know what? So I was scared. Like, now I think I could do a headliner set. I could do at least a 40-minute set, and we'll see how it goes. And I ended up selling my first show out. Beautiful. Yeah, I went up there for like 50 minutes. Was comfy, cool. Obviously I wasn't where I am now. But I felt good enough. I was like, you know what? Let me try to do two shows, because in this whole thing, you learn how to market yourself. Marketing yourself is the biggest thing, and putting asses in seats is number one.
Yeah.
And so next time I was like, you know what? Next month I'm doing two shows. Cool. Boom. Two shows. Sold it out. Beautiful. All right. I'm in a good pace. I did two shows in the night. I was severely exhausted after that. And I was like, you know what? I got to get ready for this, because one day I'm going to be doing 7, 8 shows in a weekend. And I can't be, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Tumbado.
tomorrow,
And
shit.
so next month, I ended up doing three. It was November. I did a 7, a 9, and an 11 o'clock show. And I was like, okay, cool. If I'm able to do at least 50 minutes a show, then, I'll feel good about trying to now sell the shows and try to go somewhere else. And I did, sold out all three of those shows, and did, yeah, 50, 55 minutes each show. And now I have this thing called sales history. Now, when you have sales history, you have a position of power to prove to a venue you could put asses in seats. So, big shout out to the Comedy Bar downtown Chicago. They gave me my first headlining night. It was a Tuesday. You don't get like the weekends off bad. You gotta work for that shit.
Right.
And so cool. Let's do a Tuesday headlining night. It's harder to sell, but I believed in me, and I believed in my family, my followers.
Right.
I don't like calling them followers. My family.
Yeah.
And they showed out on a Tuesday, bro. We filled that motherfucker up on a Tuesday in downtown Chicago, and they're like, okay, cool. Like, let's run it back in a couple months, and we'll give you a Wednesday. Cool. Let's do it again. Wednesday comes. That Wednesday comes. Same thing. Filled it up. Sold out. Cool. And they're like, hey, let's do this again. And I was like, well, no. Next time I want a weekend. And they're like, okay.
Oh shit, like
You
that.
prove the point. You gotta prove the concept. I learned that from one of my good friends. His name is Los Cut It. He's one of the most famous barbers in the whole world, and he puts that inside of me, bro. He was like, you need to prove the concept. Once you prove the concept, you are undeniable, bro.
Right.
And the proving the concept has elevated everything that I'm doing now. If I could do this on my own, I could do it at your establishment too.
Right.
Because not everywhere right now, when I'm traveling, is a comedy club. I'm searching venues to perform at, because venues can do comedy. You know what I'm saying? So when I went to Houston, I didn't go to a comedy club. I went to like a independent theater to see what I could do, right? And I went to anywhere. You look up Peer Space, spots that you could just rent out, put your own money up, believe in yourself, take the risk, and I take enough risks and take enough losses that I learned so much off of them that like the next time I pull up, it's different.
But
You know?
how do you go to another state and like build a fan base in the other state? Is it just all through social media? Or
Social
is that,
media, bro.
oh
Social media.
shit.
Social media. That's why I don't understand when people ask me like, well, how you do it? I'm like, bro, social media.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You gotta treat social media like it's a second job, bro, because it's important. The biggest thing is getting asses in seats, and like it's hard to tell that to a lot of the veterans that they've been doing this for 30 years, and they're mad at me because I'm headlining a club that I shouldn't be in their opinion,
Right.
because it's too early on in my career. You know, I do a last tour. I got the headline Side Splitters in Tampa, Florida, and that club, bro, brings hitters, bro,
Yeah.
and when I got that shit, that's when I knew I was gonna start to get into some bullshit, because now I'm sure people were like, "Why the fuck is Ruben? How did Ruben? You know, he just really started pushing this a couple years ago. How's you know?" But it's cause I work hard too, man. I don't, I don't just sit and wait, bro. I go and try to create relationships, talk to people, and when after shows, I'm shaking hands with everybody. I'm not hiding in the green room. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah.
I talk to people. You never know who you're gonna meet, bro. You never know who you're gonna meet at these comedy shows. You never know, and if you can make someone laugh, you already like develop some type of relationship with them, right? I've been able to meet lawyers. I've been able business owners. I've been able people that have sponsored my shows before, like just off of making them laugh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
The power of comedy is dope. You know, you get a lot of love out of it, and I think that's the biggest thing that I saw between film and comedy. Because I was telling you too, bro. Like, dude, when I was doing films and stuff like that, bro, I didn't get this much love. I only got love because I was offering opportunities.
Right.
If I wasn't offering opportunities, I wouldn't have been shit to like majority of the Chicago acting community, you know.
Right.
And like I told you, bro, I gave hundreds and hundreds of opportunities to actors as I was a casting director too, and maybe 10 of them have been on my comedy shows. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And so that does show the type of people that they are. Because how do I make sure that you get put on set or taken care of, paid, but I'm 10 minutes away from you and you won't drop a 20 dub to come see me perform, and
Right. Right.
you know what I'm saying? And the new craft that I'm pursuing. So that's another big reason why I was like, man, fuck this film community. I'm just pursue comedy,
And
bro.
one thing I could respect about that though, I think the main thing is that some people take that and they like interpret that and they really try to stick away from it because that pressure is too much for them. You still dive and keep going and keep driving. What do you think your biggest driver is? Because I could see it already. You know, the main people who are successful and are able to overcome those who have been in the industry 20, 30 years and have already surpassed what other people have done are simply because you go up every single day and you're up to bat. You don't give a shit who's in front of you. So what got you to drive to that level to be able to get to where you're at right now?
I just want to go to the next level, bro. That's what the biggest thing is because I used to accept little for a lot. I used to I used to accept the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? And I think when you look at your own path and you look at your own career, you know, you have to ask yourself a lot of times, where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? And I hate that a lot of the veterans put like this timeline thing,
Yeah.
and I don't understand it. Like I saw someone say that you should wait 10 years to see a check. 10 years to see a check? What?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm supposed to wait 10 years because someone said so for a check?
Right.
Bro, if I showed you my Eventbrite, they would be livid, bro.
Right.
How dare he walk out of a venue with $4,000 in his pocket?
Right.
Como que, how dare I? Bro, I work for this shit, man.
Right. Right.
I start after the merch, you know, and people say, damn, you make a lot of merch. But they don't understand how much time it took to package the merch, bro.
Right. Right.
They don't know how long it takes me to inventory it. They don't know that I have to put a lot of cash up front before I make any type of profit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people see like the oh damn, he doing good, bro. But there's a lot of headache that goes, all the time that I put into marketing, all the time into. If we're gonna allot the times that I've taken for each show when it comes to promotion, to take care of it, to make sure I get booked for my openers, to my videographer, it's a normal job,
Right.
you know. But a lot of people don't understand that, and a lot of people are like, bro, but you you need to get some help with you and your shit. Like, yeah, one day, one day I would love to have an assistant to take care of all this bullshit for me.
Right.
But right now, only I know what's best for me.
Right.
You know, and then so when I hear that you gotta wait 10 years to get a check. I was like,
because you don't allow outside. A lot of times, people kind of cast and project what they feel as if the outside world's expectations onto you, and they try to limit you, bro. They try to keep you in this little circle, and that's not ultimately what's gonna get you to the next level. If you like confide in what everybody else thinks, you're never gonna be able to blossom in where you really want to be. And I think that's the one thing about your journey that you're telling me, that I really see that you dedicated everything into this. So for you, what do you think in the beginning of time? Because what were you doing before? You were in, obviously you were in the filming thing, but before that, did you have a job outside of that, or is these all entertainment realm is exactly where you started your career?
No, I think no, because it was always acting. The beginning, bro, just all acting. I try to put my all into it, and I told you, bro, it's a waiting game, bro. You're waiting. And while you're waiting, you're just training and trying to get better and stuff. But, like, that gets boring, bro. I want to be creating, and that's why I started the film company. And I created, like, 7, 8 short films, 1 feature film. Like, bro, I was creating, bro. And luckily, I had my brother Adam that helped me out. He was producing a lot of this stuff. And it's just one of those things. It's like, I'm just I don't like waiting for stuff, bro. At the end of the day, I don't like waiting, bro. When I know I can create it, I don't like waiting. Because maybe this doesn't, like I said, this is not gonna answer your question, but it's just another thought in my head. It's like I started to think about it on the right here, bro. None of the comedy clubs in the suburbs have given me a headlining night.
Mm-hmm.
But I find venues that need entertainment, and I just say, hey, you keep bar and I keep my ticket sales. 9 times out of 10, that's all you need. Sometimes people are like, no, I want some tickets, and I les digo a la verga.
Right.
You know? And another thing, I have proof the concept. Last month I had 2 shows in Joliet, sold it out, 160 seats, right? Sold it out, 2 shows. A month later, I'm at Lockport last night, 70 seats apiece, 140 seats. Bro, I was able to get, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was able to people would be scared to do too many headlining nights in the general same. I was 10 minutes away from the venue that I did it last month.
Right.
So they were like, man, you think you're going to do well? You already did this? I'm like, bro, I'm going to try.
Right. And that's all you can do. You can take the risk.
What do I got to lose, bro? Bro, too many people don't take enough risk. And I don't understand it's fear, right? But fear is going to hold you back so much, bro. Porque the cliche one, on the one side, other side of fear is success. But it's true. Because in fear, you once you make that hop, right, you find out so much about you.
Right.
You find out, because even when, if I were to do a show and it wouldn't sell, I learned a lot. Damn, I should have did it on a Saturday instead of the Friday. Oh, damn, I should have put my marketing on Facebook to this city instead of this city. I should, you learn a lot, and I'm gonna say it for what it is. Yeah, you lose a lot, bro. People say, oh, L's are not a loss, they're a lesson. They are a lesson, but you have to not cheat yourself and say, oh, I didn't lose. No, you losing this shit a lot too.
Yeah.
But you have to be okay with losing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with losing. Not everything is going to be sunshine and rainbows in the beginning, and you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with losing money. That's the biggest thing, bro.
Yeah.
People don't understand that this costs money.
Right.
Everything in la vida cuesta dinero, bro. And I've lost enough to realize where I went wrong, and I fixed where I went wrong, and now I get to walk, to have a decent change after shows and take care of my peoples but you have to be okay with losing a lot in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same in any realm.
Right.
When you show people the houses and stuff, right?
Yeah.
You're using your time. The sale is not guaranteed.
Right.
You could be 2 weeks into trying to get someone to buy a house, and then they pull out last second. Right. You could be at the contract stage, and then they're like, you know what, ¿sabes qué? Nah. You're like, dang, man, I was about to eat. Right?
Yeah.
And so it's the same thing in every person that's a hustler and they're grinding in whatever career path, you could be so close to that dub, but you're okay with that. You're okay with any handshake that you make or any potential client that you might not go through, but you're excited because of what can go right.
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 100%. 100%.
I pursue this with my chest, bro, out, and I pursue it because on the other side of fear is that this can actually go right.
Right.
And if it goes right, life is good.
Right.
Pick your struggle, bro. You wanna be comfy and getting your $50 paychecks, the show and shit, cool, right. Beautiful. I want more out of it, bro.
One thing I loved of what you said is, like, I think a lot of times when people are kind of deciding on what they want in life, they kind of just, instead of making a decision, they just stand still. And it's all because of the fear factor of everything. And in your case, I want people to understand, because I think a lot of people are in your shoes right now. I think a lot of people are kind of deciding what they want in life, and you're in a position where you've already made a decision that you're going to move forward. Some people are just standing still because they have no idea where to go. In your situation, what was your mindset shift, or like when in your life did you kind of like, fuck it, I'm taking the risk, no matter what's going to happen, no matter what's everybody's telling me in the entertainment industry, I'm going to make the decision to bet on myself and I'm going to make it happen? Because I think everybody has that turning point. Well, in your life, have you felt like that was the turning point for yourself?
When I was homeless, bro.
Shit.
I realized that no one's taking care of me.
Yeah.
No one's gonna take care of me. Then why should I care about what their opinion is? Why should I? Why? People waste too much energy on trying to tell people their way to live when they're not even living that way, bro.
Mm-hmm. Straight up.
When I said, you know what, fuck anyone that has advice that goes towards what I'm trying to do, cause I mean, I'm a learner.
Yeah.
If I see someone in a better position than I am, they have more accolades. They're doing what I want to do. I'm gonna always try to pick their brain, right? But if I haven't asked you for advice, bro, respectfully, why are you trying to tell me that what I'm doing is wrong?
Right.
I don't care, brother.
Right.
I don't care what you gotta say, bro.
In the beginning, did you?
Because I thought that's what that's what they mold. They're like, you have to listen to your vets. You gotta listen to this. At the end of the day, it was the worst advice ever.
Yeah.
It was the worst advice ever. It was the worst. It was the worst, bro. And bro, people come up to me and ask me for advice all the time, and I just tell them, when's the last time you took a risk, bro?
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't tell me that it was today or yesterday, you're not taking enough risk.
Do you feel like listening to everybody on the outside was what led you to rock bottom?
Yeah, because why I became homeless was because I didn't move with my parents.
Yeah.
I was trying to finish school. I was like, I need to finish school. I need to finish college. I need to do it. So I put myself in a worse predicament than I could have just moved to Kansas City, Missouri with my family. And I would have been straight. I would have had a roof over my head. I would have, in my head, society molded me to saying that if I didn't go to college or finish, that I was going to be a failure. So in my head, I was like, I got to go to school. I got to finish school. I was in criminal justice school. I was like, I need to get that job to be a police officer, that insurance, that security, da-da-da-da. And that's what led me to being homeless. I was put in a position to not live with my parents and be okay, you know. I was put to where, like, I had to find a place to stay. My car broke down on me, so I didn't have no whip. I had to figure out how to get to my college, which was 30 minutes away. And I ended up dropping out of school at that point because I was like, dang, I didn't even finish school. The one reason that I stayed here was to finish school, and I didn't even do that.
Right.
You know? So, yeah, you're right. Yeah, the advice from society is saying that I had to put me in a position where I didn't have shit. I had 8 different addresses within 2-3 year period, bro. I stayed in someone's couch in the living room for a while. And like, bro, I went through some shit, bro. Yeah. But you know what? Glory be to God, bro, because I wouldn't have changed a thing. I learned so much being broke and being then having nothing. And you know what? Sometimes, I'll be honest, I think about this a lot. I remember sometimes when I had nothing, I was a lot happier than what I am now. Why? Because now You know, I'm doing way better than I was before, and I'm very grateful for what I have now. But what I could say is, more money, more problems.
Yeah.
Stress factor is at a higher rate because you're just trying to be better than you were yesterday. But when I wasn't shit, I was okay with being shit, right? And like I had no competition, I had nothing to worry about. I wasn't on social media all over the place. I didn't have to make sure that had to keep growing my following. And I had nothing, bro. So I was a lot happier like there. But that's where comfort sits, you know.
Right.
And I'm like another thing, I'm not even that famous, bro. I'm not even famous. So like in my head, I'm like, damn, I'm not even famous yet, and I'm like tired of some of this bullshit, you know? but nah, man, I love what I do, man. I love what I do.
I get what you're saying though, bro. I mean, I think that a lot of people don't talk about that. That aspect of the career is as you get more successful, as you level up, like you start thinking of the moments that were a little bit more simple. And I think that too many people kind of, get obsessed with the grind. And once you make it on top, you're finally at the top of the mountain, right? Like what you thought was the top of the mountain. And then you're finally there, you're looking around like, damn, this ain't look the fucking same I thought in my head. I thought it was going to be a little bit brighter up here. But on the flip side, you there's always that quote that, sometimes when you take a step back and you look at your life, you look at your journey, you're living a life that you always prayed for.
Oh yeah,
you're living in that moment that you're like, all right, bro, I pray that I get this X amount of sales. I pray that I get this. You finally get that, and now it's almost kind of like, wait, I kind of missed this thing about my life. And I think that's where people kind of got to evaluate your life and remember the little things that made you happy in those moments, like getting the fucking chicken sandwich at Burger King, little shit like that. You're like, just because you make it out here don't mean I can't go get McDonald's, Burger King, and enjoy something, you know.
That's the biggest one, I think. Like I think what you just hit it on the head. Like I remember, like my struggle days, bro. Like the best coupon that Burger King ever created. And once I blow up, I'm gonna do a collaboration deal with them one day. And I want to, how like the McDonald's had, all the performers and shit had their own meal.
Yeah.
I want to do a meal with Burger King, and it's gonna be the Ruben Ramirez deal, and it's gonna be 2 original chicken sandwiches, 2 small fries, for $5.
Yeah.
That's what I want. That's my dream. I want to bring that coupon back because that coupon fed me for months, bro. And so
talk more about it. How did that happen,
bro? I was poor, man. I was struggling. I had to donate plasma, and there's this plasma center in Bolingbrook that I would go to, and not too far from it was a Burger King. And so my goal was to go to the plasma center, get my $30. Once I get off the plasma center, I fucking would go straight to that Burger King, and I would use that coupon to buy the 2 chicken sandwiches and 2 small fries. And I would do that, and the lady, she saw me like 2 times a week because you have to donate twice to get the bonus and shit. It's a plasma language. Yeah. But then she would be like, "You get a lot of these coupons, huh?" And I was like, "I save them in the mail." And she was like, "You know what? Just keep it." And I was like, "I'll see you next week." Oh, okay.
There you go.
And man, I didn't get that lady's name, but she would always let me keep my coupon, and if I couldn't go to that Burger King, I was able to use it somewhere else. So like, you know what I'm saying? So that is the one thing in simple life. Like right now, before I got here, I got a brand new whip too, and so everything just feels good, bro. I'm like, dang, bro, I didn't even, who would have thought, so when I order my chicken sandwiches now and I eat it, I'm like, it still tastes good. Like, it reminds me of the times, and
100%.
I entered my 20s with a lemon, bro. I had a horrible vehicle. I had a Nissan Altima, had all types of shit wrong with it. And
but you remember that shit, and you're like, there's parts of it you fucking miss. Like I had a 2005 Toyota Camry. That was my baby. I called her Maria, and to this day, bro, I swear to God, bro, I got a video of me of her birthday, 200,000 miles, bro. I still would be driving that shit if some Polish girl hit me. But anyway, long story short, those are the things and the moments that you miss. Like you have the videos, the stuff of the older moments that you had when life was a little bit more simple. Yeah. And the one thing about money is that it's infinite, right? You're always going to continue to want more. You're always going to want the nicer car, the nicer house, the nicer this. And you kind of have to slow yourself down. But don't forget the dreams. You still always got to chase and shoot for the stars. But sometimes you got to humble yourself, slow yourself down, and go get the Burger King that you you liked before. Go get the meals that you got from the beginning, because ultimately that's going to lead you back to that place of happiness and recognizing that those are the moments that are really going to make you happy. There's a difference between success and happiness, right?
For sure.
You could be very successful but unhappy. That's why some billionaires aren't happy, right?
Bro, when I was struggling, I had a homie that was very well off.
Yeah.
And he would always he would sometimes be irritated by like how happy I was.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, bro. When I say these struggle stories, I still had a smile every day on my face.
Yeah.
You know, I definitely had, some type of depression. I was feeling down on my situation, and I was questioning God a lot. And I was like, man, why are you doing this to me, bro? Why you, But when I realized that God was doing this to benefit me in the long run, to see, because I was very comfy with my parents. I have two very loving parents in my life that always took care of me, gave me everything that I needed, and damn near everything that I wanted. And they grinded for that. They took, you know what I'm saying? So me leaving their house was a big step, because now I didn't have them in my corner right then and there And so God was like, hey, ¿sabes qué, mijo? Like, I'm gonna do some stuff to you for the next 5 years, but it's gonna benefit you in the long run if you believe, bro.
Right.
And I woke up every day trying to figure out what I could do, and I had a lot of stuff. My biggest thing was I had a lot of stuff when I lived with my parents. I would always buy shoes, always buy jerseys, always buy all types of things. When I had to go to my boy who gave me his room, one of his rooms in his house, I had to pay rent. I had no job, I had no car. So what I had to do, I had to sell the only thing that I had. So to pay rent, I sold all my shoes, sold all my jerseys, and I started at zero again. And like I was trying to, God, why did you take everything away from me? Why did you take everything away from me? And lo and behold, it was just to create space, because now I got too much shit,
right.
So like, and I have way more than what I had before. But sometimes God gives you this cleanse, bro. He gives you this cleanse that you have to be okay with leaving everything right now for you to be prepared for what's next.
Right.
And I don't know, man. I like I said, even when I was stupid broke, I was still happy. And my boy questioned it. Why are you happy, bro? You got no money. You got none of the other. I was like, bro, because I'm just happy, bro.
Yeah.
Why do I handicap myself with being sad and showing the emotion and letting it drown me, bro? Like anything. And I realized this because when my lemon broke down, I told my barber, I was like, yeah, my car just broke down, bro. And he was like, yeah? I was like, yeah, it broke down, bro. And he was like, you're awfully positive about it. And I'm like, what am I going to do?
Right. Be mad?
It already took its course.
Yeah.
It happened. What benefit is it going to do for me to be angry right now after it happened?
Literally.
No, we move on. After this haircut, I'm going to shower, and I'm going to figure out what I have to do to get another car.
Right.
Simple.
Easy.
It's that simple, bro. But that's something my dad told me, because I've seen my dad go through stuff, and he'd be, ¿Cómo estás, mijo? Like, he's still worrying about how I am. Like, pa, you good? I was like, yo estoy bien, mijo, no te preocupes, yo. And my dad would figure it out. Like, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
My dad was a dad, bro. Like, I'd never see my dad down. He always figured it out.
I love that shit,
bro. So.
Let me ask you, how do you think your life would be different if you lived with them? If you didn't make the path that you chose?
Man, because the thing is, bro, I do miss living with them.
Yeah.
I do miss living with them. I went. My birthday was on July 6th. It was last Sunday, and I got this new car, and I was able to drive to go see them. They live in Kansas City, Missouri, and it just felt good. I've been hanging out with them. They never go out.
Yeah.
They never go out. So when I go, when I'm in town, I make sure they know, hey, get your naps in.
Because
we're going out.
Yeah.
Took him out to dinner 3 times, bro. We went out, took my family swimming, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we're going out, bro. Like, we out there, and it was nice being able to hang out with my mom, my dad, my brother, and it was good, bro. It was good. And how my life would be different, man. I don't know, man, because I think I still would have tried to pursue more. If you could live with your parents, I think that is the greatest. That is one of like the greatest like ways to build for what's next.
Yeah.
I have friends that live with their parents into their 30s, but now they're able to put down 40, 50 grand on a house.
Yeah.
That is the key, bro. That's it. I mean, I didn't have that because I had to finish school and whatnot, but like, but when I was living with them, they never charged me, right? They're not that type of parents, right? But like, it's if I would have lived with them, I probably would have been better out. I probably would have never figured out the struggle years. Maybe I would have been more comfy, but I think it would be different in a way, just because I wouldn't have known what it was to go to bed hungry.
Yeah.
You know, believe it or not, as panzón as I am. And that's the thing, bro. I would tell my friends I'm struggling. They wouldn't believe it. They're like, you look well off. You look wealthy, my friend. But let alone, man, to trust me. Because sometimes, bro, I had to choose sleep over food, bro. Because I
Right.
was like, it didn't make sense for me to eat at 8 o'clock if I'm going to bed at 10
Right.
and waste a meal. How about I go to bed hungry now and then wake up at 8 a.m. and I can get a meal. I
Right.
wouldn't have wasted a meal, you know?
Right.
And that's crazy talk to think, bro. But there's math to this shit. There's
Right.
math to struggle math, bro.
Right,
And
right.
so I mean, I probably wouldn't have learned, you know, a lot as far as struggling. You know, I probably wouldn't have been appreciative and stuff. I'll say that.
Do you think your career would be where it's at right now if you did stay with your parents?
Yeah, that's a great question because in the beginning, like when I told my dad I dropped out of college to pursue acting,
Oh.
he was not on board, bro. He was not on board. My mom was very silent. You know, obviously what dad says go. But, like, I remember letting him know, like, hey, I'm not going to college no more. They're, what? I'm going to pursue acting. And, bro, that wasn't even, like, the blow-up part. The blow-up part was when I told my dad asked, like, pues, mijo, ¿cuándo vas a hacer dinero?
Right.
And I was like, well, Dad, the average actor makes it at 45. 45!
No, he was, yeah.
And but what happened was the turning point once again was proving the concept.
Yeah.
When they see me on TV, because they did see me on TV, it was one of those true, like, those crime shows
Yeah.
that, like, the victim will tell their story and it'll have scenes of them, like, other actors portraying what happened.
Yeah.
I was a villain. I robbed somebody and I shot somebody. But my dad was like, hey, mijo, that was kind of cool. And I was like, yeah. And
How much did that mean to you?
that
Like,
meant a lot because he didn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, come on, bro. But that's the thing. Once again, I proved the concept. He saw me on TV and he felt good about it. And he was like, you know what?
Did you meet Los? The barber?
That's my brother, bro.
Oh, that's your brother.
Okay. I'm doing an event with him on Monday.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, me and Los got it. Yeah.
Because proving the concept, like I love the idea of it. I think that, you know, when you say that, bro, it's like it's very inspiring to people because it gives people the idea of, like, it's true. All you gotta do is prove it once, and
Prove
then
it once.
people remember your name. Just stop proving it one time.
Prove it once. It's undeniable after that. Prove it once. It's undeniable. It's undeniable, bro.
For sure, and it's all about continuing to grind until you prove it once. I think that's one thing that people fail is that they go through the grind, they go through the struggle, they go through the things, and then they give up right before they actually proved it, right?
Bro,
Like,
the shows before I started selling out, 7 tickets, 10 tickets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta be okay with that.
how did it do with your mental though when that
My
happened?
mental, I was just happy that 10 people came out.
Yeah.
You know, obviously I'm upset and terrified that there's only 10 people there, but at the end of the day, you love those 10 people. You
Right.
love those 7 people. You know, and you remember that shit, you know. And I'm just, in the beginning, it's nerve-wracking. Anyone that produces a show, everything is nerve-wracking, right? Like, for example, last night I had 2 shows in Lockport, and the first show sold out in like 2 weeks. And so it was a month ago. And I was like, am I just going to wait a whole month and just be okay with one sellout?
Right.
Or do I add a second show? I was like, I'm going to add a second show. Like, bro, this is... And I kid you not, like 3 days ago, I was only at like 20-something tickets. I'm like, dang, bro, like, one show sold out, the other one's going to be, you know, 70. You feel me? So I'm like, that's kind of... I was like, like kind of like in my head. I was like, I got to start posting. I got to start, you know, I started posting more. And luckily, yeah, I mean, we sold it out, you know, but it's like, man, these people take last second as hell, you know, but you know, but the thing is, one thing I did, bro, is I looked at people that supported me from like day one and I hit them up. I was like, hey, what are you doing Friday? Oh, nothing. Why? You know, and they don't necessarily live too close, but I'm like, hey, man, just an offer, bro.
Yeah.
Let me know if you want to come through, you know. And so off bat, I was at 20. I think I gave 10 tickets away for free just because, you know what? Let me show
Try
love.
to get people,
Yeah. Let me show love. But after that, it just created attraction.
Right.
It created a domino effect. you know. And yeah, I mean, we sold it out, but you look back at who fuck with you in the beginning, bro, and you just give them, and then like it's cool because a lot of them haven't seen me in a while, and they're like, bro,
Yeah.
you got so much better. I'm like, I mean, yeah, dog. I mean, I would hope so. It's been a year and a half since I seen you, you know. So
The only thing I can relate to is in terms of like when I throw events for shit. Like
yeah,
for real estate, I do get the same fucking feeling. It's completely different from your field, but it's like, fuck, how many people are gonna come? I know I got this many RSVPs, but are they really gonna show up?
no, but that's
You
the
don't
thing.
want,
I
yeah.
think yours is more. I'd be more terrified at yours because you RSVPs, are they free
Well, it
events?
depends on the event. Like I got a Cubs versus Sox game where I'll
Mhm.
buy like fucking 60 tickets, like for all realtors, all this
Yeah.
shit, and then you like, damn, I think I only got. You prepay it, and you're
Yeah.
like, fuck, I only got like 30 people. Okay, how? And then you same shit.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
text people, you call people, like, oh, I need you to come, da da da
Yeah,
da.
yeah.
But for that stuff like that is like it's nerve wracking because you're like, first off, you fronting money, you got
Yeah.
sponsors, you got people that are all depending on you to be the
Yeah.
marketer to get people out there, and if you don't get ass in seats,
Yeah.
you're gonna be looking like an asshole, you know, like so at
Like-
the end of the
Like,
day, like sorry, like
sorry.
but yeah, bro.
Thanks for the money, but
All right, so one more question for you, bros. We gonna wrap everything up. I think one of the main things I know you talk about big bright future, what you're kind of looking for. Obviously, you've grown a lot over the last year. Do you want fame? Or what is your like big next step mean for you? Like, do you want the social media part to blow up? Do you want for yourself to be blowing up on the comedy side? What does the big future look like for you?
if someone tells you they don't want fame, I think that's a lie a lot of the times. Just because the higher the platform that I have, the more stuff I'm able to do.
Right.
You know? And this ain't just for me, bro. God gave me a position right now that I'm fortunate enough to put my homies onto.
Yeah.
And I think God gives you a bunch of gifts, and out of those bunch of gifts, only one is meant for you. The rest is for you to distribute.
Yeah.
And no one could ever say that I didn't put people on, bro. I produced a show at the Comedy Bar in downtown Chicago and gave well over 150 comedians a chance at the spot, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of them, which it was their first time getting in there. And a lot of the times they got booked more often after that, you know.
Right.
So, I look out, I look out for people a lot. And I want to bring my homies on the road with me. I want them to see more stuff, bro. They've been in Illinois their whole life. And, you know, just being able to travel and do what you love, I think is the coolest thing ever. And I want the same for them,
Right.
you know. And so if I get more fame, then I'm able to, you know, go everywhere else. Dude, the dream is, if I ever, when
I love that.
I could do a European tour or a Mexico tour or South America tour, or you know what I'm saying,
That'd be badass.
like international.
Yeah.
Now I'm able to take my loved ones with me
Right.
and share something with them. So yeah, I think fame is important. I think, you know, because it helps put asses in seats.
Right. Right. The more eyeballs you got on you, the more asses and seats you're gonna get.
And ain't no one gonna tell you no. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
like last night when I was leaving the venue, the owner was like, "So when you coming back?"
Right. Right.
I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come back for next summer." I got
Right.
shit, you know, I got other stuff to do, but I'm gonna
Right.
come back next summer for sure. But that's what it is. You want to hear that though. You want to
100%.
hear that. Once you
100%.
get somebody that say, "You know what?" Hey, I was like, "All right, cool, let's do this, bro." I mean, but you know, hey, dude, this is cool, man. Cause I'm learning a lot of cause you know, when I produce these shows and stuff like that, I'm learning a lot too, right? Waukegan, I don't know if you've ever been there before.
Yeah.
That's almost like a second home for me. Anytime I'm around in Waukegan, full, and I love it over there. And I'm doing 4 shows, in October over there, and I'm learning the sponsorship game, right? Because people are like, "Hey, why do you gotta cover?" What? I'm like, "Ruben, you cover the upfront costs?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Why?" I'm like, "Cause that's what I'm programmed to believe."
Right.
And they're like, "Well, you know, since you can guarantee a lot of eyeballs, there's gonna be someone out there that wouldn't mind taking care of that if you can get eyeballs on their brand."
Right.
And I was like, "Oh, that's smart." And lo and behold, I got a restaurant and real estate
Yeah.
too. And you know, we're working out all the details, and it just makes sense.
Yeah. 100%.
It just makes
100%.
sense, bro. I can guarantee you at least 200 people will be there, and you can give them your business card, goodie bag, whatever, and then we'll do an after party at the other restaurant that's sponsoring it.
Yeah.
So they'll get the, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
And now I can breathe because now I don't have the
fun experience.
Yeah. So like you start off each show down.
Right.
Now there's almost like a breathing, like, okay, cool, I'm straight. You
100%.
know what I'm saying? Like there's literally no risk.
Yeah.
Then what the fuck are you afraid of?
Right.
You know? If I was okay at doing it right here, you know what I'm saying?
It's
now I'm up here, pues qué más quieres?
Because you just proved it.
Yeah. So
you proved the concept, bro.
let me know when you're ready to sponsor, brother.
Let me know when you're in Chicago, bro. Me and Eddie be more than down to do it, bro.
Let me know when these, hey, bro. They got 6 floors, glass walls. Y'all, let me know when y'all wanna y'all do Christmas parties.
Yeah, bro. We do a little bit of everything, bro.
Come on, man. Hit me up, bro. You know a guy. You know a guy.
Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. All right, last question. Last question of
sure.
the day. If you had to talk to your younger self and had a conversation with him, what would be the first thing you told him?
Bro, keep being yourself. I was always bubbly. I was always nice to people.
Yeah.
I was never a bully. I was always trying to be friends with everybody. But that helped me be what I am today, man. I'm an introverted extrovert.
Yeah.
I love my alone time. I love being alone, you know?
Yeah.
But I thrive in areas of, large people,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm okay,
Right.
I could my social battery is charged enough where I can shake everyone's hand, have a small conversation with everybody,
Yeah.
et cetera, but I was always like that. I was always getting in trouble for talking. I was always, you know what I'm saying? And so I would say just stay yourself, man. Being nice and being a good person defeats everything, bro. Being a good person will always put you in different rooms, bro, as far as conversations and I mean, I've met people that were Hollywood towards me, but then in my eyes, I'm like, I don't blame them. Maybe they got scarred from, conversations, but I don't think I'll ever be that. I'm always down to talk. I'm always happy to take a picture with somebody. I'm always happy to exchange energies, If someone's giving me love, I'm giving love back. And like you heard me earlier, bro, I don't like calling my followers or fans. I call them familia, bro. And because that's what it is. You give me love, I give you love back. And so I'd tell my younger self, man, just keep being yourself.
I fucking love it, bro. Well, thank you so much for your time, bro. As we talked about before, time is valuable, bro. So I really do appreciate everything today. Everybody that's watching, if you are in the Chicagoland area, and I guess you go to Texas as well, or any states that you guys, please make sure to look out for Ruben. I'm going to drop all of his social media down below. But if you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and have a cafecito.